PT was friggin' hard. It was so difficult that, and I'm not exaggerating here, I honestly felt like a few times I was going to die. I've never blacked out really that much, but I did a couple of times there, and I wasn't the only one. But it's just where you get that, you're so exhausted that you start feeling really dizzy, and your eyes, you just feel everything starting to go black, just like in the movies. Sorry, there's somebody walking around upstairs. But yeah, your eyes, everything just starts going black, and then just poof, you're out. And I think every PT session we had, there was at least 2 people that blacked out. During the whole 10 weeks, I think I blacked out a total of 3 times. Only for a few seconds, but it's very difficult to describe what we did. I would have to show you guys. It's more of a I guess you call it circuit training. So it wasn't like going for a jog for 10 kilometers or something, although we did do that. But for the most part, it was very fast-paced workouts, and you never got a break. A lot of the times we would, at least for part of it, you'd have to flip these big tractor tires, jump through them, run back, flip them again, jump through them, run back, jump through them, all the way down the PT field, which is huge. So you'd be exhausted after that, and then you'd have to do it all the way back, and then you'd have to get a partner and firemen carry them down the field, which is makes me exhausted thinking about it. But basically just things like that. And yeah, anyways, and then other than that, the first 3 weeks were a lot of classroom things like learning verbal judo, which is basically just how to talk people down and de-escalate situations. But I didn't really know what to expect in training, but I was very impressed with everything. There was a lot of different classes of how to de-escalate situations and how to talk to people. A lot of classes, a lot of days spent talking about mental health. People with fetal alcohol syndrome, as well as talking about Aboriginal culture, and just different cultures, multiculturalism. The do's and don'ts with different cultures, which was very helpful, of course. But yeah, basically pass on every single exam. And each exam was, well, usually out of 100. And they weren't the easiest exams in the world, that's for sure. So there's a lot of late nights up studying with everybody, and you didn't get a whole lot of time to yourselves. Hence why there was a lack of videos. During my time during training. But I never failed any exams. In fact, there was only one person that failed one exam, and he passed his rewrite. But if he didn't pass the rewrite, then he would have been kicked out. And they don't tell you what your marks were until the very end of training, and I got, well, my lowest test mark was 88%. So that was pretty good. The rest were low to mid-90s, so that's good. Let's see. On the third week, we had one person kicked out, essentially, because of an injury. She broke her ankle during PT. And then we had another person kicked out because he really, really broke his ankle. Now they knew that I was an EMR, so they made me help with any medical situations that happened. Not only with my class, but at any other class. So the person in my class, we were doing a run up and down this really steep hill, and he tripped over a rock and kind of rolled down the hill a little bit, and when he stopped, the bone was sticking out of his skin. I saw in movies. And I got a couple